Known for having one of the tallest buildings on the planet, exuberant nature, and being the vacation and sightseeing destination for millions of people, Malaysia is a fascinating country. Thanks to the mix of peoples and cultures, Malaysia has become a unique place with a rich cuisine and traditions that will enchant almost anyone. But Malaysia has so much more to surprise you. Do you want to see? Did you know that the country is a monarchy? But we're not talking about traditional monarchies, where the crown passes from father to son. We're talking about a monarchy where the king is elected. But does he have absolute power? To find out this and many other things about this amazing country, you'll have to join me on this incredible journey through 14 facts about Malaysia. Number 1. Geographical data. Malaysia is a country located in Southeast Asia, divided into two main parts, the Malay Peninsula and East Malaysia. The Malay Peninsula is known for its proximity to Thailand to the north and Singapore to the south. East Malaysia is in the northern part of the island of Borneo, shared with Indonesia and Brunei. The country has a total area of approximately 127,000 square miles. Malaysia's climate is equatorial, with high humidity and abundant rainfall throughout the year, especially during the monsoons. The average temperature varies between 25 and 35 degrees Celsius, with little seasonal variation. Malaysia's geography is marked by its dense tropical forests, which cover around 60% of the territory, and its mountains, with Mount Kinabalu in Sabah being the highest at 13,435 feet. Rivers such as the Rajang and the Pahang play a crucial role in transportation and the local economy. The Malaysian coastline is long, with white sandy beaches and paradise islands such as Langkawi and the Perhentian Islands, which are popular tourist destinations. These geographical features make Malaysia a country of great biodiversity and ecological importance. Number 2. Petronas Towers. The Petronas Towers, located in Kuala Lumpur, are one of Malaysia's best-known landmarks. Inaugurated in 1998, these twin towers were designed by Argentine architect Cesar Pelli. With a height of 1,483 feet and 88 floors each, the towers were, for a time, the tallest in the world. They are connected by a two-story bridge called the Sky Bridge, which is located on the 41st and 42nd floors at a height of 557 feet. The towers house the headquarters of Petronas, Malaysia's national oil company, as well as several offices and Suria KLCC, one of the country's largest shopping malls. The architecture of the towers incorporates elements of Islamic culture, reflected in the geometric design and stylistic influences. The base of the towers includes a convention center, a concert hall, and a public park, making the complex an important cultural and business center in Kuala Lumpur. Number 3. Borneo, the third largest island in the world. Malaysia has some almost unique characteristics, such as the fact that its territory is divided into two parts. In addition to the mainland, which is on the Malay Peninsula, Malaysia also shares the island of Borneo with Brunei and Indonesia. This island, which is the third largest in the world behind Greenland and New Guinea, is an important part of Malaysian territory that preserves precious natural treasures. The part of the country located on the island is known as East Malaysia and is divided into the states of Sabah and Sarawak. East Malaysia in Borneo is famous for its rich biodiversity, home to unique species such as the Bornean orangutan, the pygmy elephant, and the Rafflesia flower, the largest flower in the world, which we'll talk about in more detail later. Number 4. A different monarchy. Although Malaysia's monarchy doesn't have the same reputation as other royal houses, the country is constitutionally ruled by a king. But unlike other monarchies where power is passed down through family succession, In Malaysia, the king is chosen by a council and has a 5-year term of office. The choice is made through a council of rulers, which is made up of 9 sultans, who command 9 different states in the country. In total, Malaysia has 11 states and 2 territories, but only 9 states take part in the vote to choose the king. The chosen king does not deal with day-to-day issues, but has a more symbolic and representative role. Since January 2024, the Malaysian throne has been occupied by Ibrahim Iskandar, who is expected to remain in office until the end of 2028. Number 5. Bride and groom forbidden to go to the toilet. Malaysia is also home to some curious traditions, such as one practiced by the Toong tribe. The Toong are a group of natives who live on the island of Borneo, in both Malaysian and Indonesian territory. These people preserve a tradition related to marriage that we might consider very strange. In fact, the tradition is not directly related to the wedding ceremony, but rather to what happens afterwards, namely the honeymoon. According to Toong traditions, after the wedding ceremony, the bride and groom must not go to the toilet for 3 days. They believe that if this rule is broken, the couple will be unlucky and unhappy, which could result in separation and even the early death of their future children. For this reason, many take the tradition seriously, and during this period the couple receives the least amount of water and food and are also watched by other members of the community to ensure that the tradition is followed. Number 6. Largest traffic circle in the world. Without a doubt, the Petronas Tower is a source of great pride for Malaysians. For some time, it was the tallest building in the world, and today it still holds the title of the tallest twin towers on the planet. If the Malays have lost out on first place when it comes to the tallest building, when it comes to the largest traffic circle, they remain unthreatened leaders. It stands in the heart of Putrajaya, the country's administrative capital, and is no less than 2.12 miles in diameter. It's so big that it even has a lake in the center, as well as monuments and other works. The traffic circle has become the main access point for the city's main attractions and has 15 entrances and exits. What's more, because of its size, it has become an attraction that attracts thousands of visitors. Number 7. History. Malaysia's history is marked by a rich mix of cultural and colonial influences. Strategically located on the trade route between East and West, the region has attracted traders from different parts of the world since ancient times. During the 15th century, the Malacca Sultanate emerged as a thriving trading center and regional power, establishing Islam as the dominant religion. At the beginning of the 16th century, the arrival of the Portuguese marked the beginning of an era of European colonization. The Portuguese were succeeded by the Dutch in the 17th century, and later by the British, who took control of peninsular Malaysia and northern Borneo in the 19th century. Under British rule, the region's economy expanded with rubber cultivation and tin mining. The Japanese occupation during the Second World War weakened European colonial control, and after the war, nationalist movements gained strength. In 1957, the Federation of Malaya, made up of 11 states on the peninsula, gained independence from the United Kingdom. In 1963, the formation of Malaysia was formalized with the inclusion of Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore. The latter seceded 2 years later. Since then, Malaysia has developed into a multicultural nation with a diversified economy and a growing role in regional and global politics. The country's history is a synthesis of diverse cultures and influences, reflecting its role as a meeting point between East and West. Number 8. World's greatest treasure. The colonial era left many cultural legacies in Malaysia, but it also left a legacy of a lot of money that still stirs many people's imaginations to this day. In 1511, a Portuguese ship called Flor de la Mar sank shortly after setting sail. The ship was laden with treasures that had been looted from the colony. According to records, the number of crew members on the voyage was reduced in order to increase the cargo of gold, precious stones, and other valuable objects. No one knows the exact location of the shipwreck or its value, but it is considered to be the greatest unrecovered treasure in history and is of interest to many adventurers who dream of fortune. Number 9. Corpse Flower. The Rafflesia arnoldii is one of Malaysia's most remarkable natural curiosities, notable for producing the largest single flower in the world. This parasitic plant is found in the dense rainforests of Malaysia, particularly in regions such as Sabah and Sarawak on the island of Borneo. With flowers that can reach more than 3 feet in diameter and weigh around 10 kilos, Rafflesia is popularly known as corpse flower due to the characteristic smell it exudes, similar to that of decaying flesh. This peculiar smell attracts pollinating insects such as flies, which are essential for the plant's reproduction. Rafflesia has no traditional structures such as leaves, stems, or roots, depending completely on a host vine for nutrients. First discovered in Malaysia, the plant was named after statesman Sir Stamford Raffles. Rafflesia is an impressive example of Malaysia's biodiversity, representing both the uniqueness of local species and the importance of the country's rainforests. It is a symbol of the region's rich ecological diversity and a highlight for visitors interested in discovering Malaysia's natural curiosities. Number 10. National Dish. Nasi lemak is considered Malaysia's national dish and is one of the country's most famous gastronomic curiosities. This traditional dish consists of rice cooked in coconut milk, which gives it a creamy texture and a distinctive flavor. The rice is often served with a variety of accompaniments, including sambal, which is a spicy pepper-based sauce, fried anchovies, roasted peanuts, boiled egg, and cucumber slices. Nasi lemak is versatile and can be found all over the country, from street food stalls to upscale restaurants. More elaborate versions can include fried chicken, rendang, which is a meat dish with a thick sauce, or seafood. Traditionally eaten for breakfast, nasi lemak is also popular at other meals throughout the day. This dish not only reflects Malaysia's culinary diversity, but also its rich cultural heritage, combining Malaysian, Chinese, and Indian influences. Nasi lemak's versatility and wide availability make it an icon of Malaysian cuisine, offering an authentic taste of Malaysia to locals and visitors alike. Number 11. 2 countries in one. In Malaysia, a unique administrative curiosity is the need for a passport for internal travel between the Malay Peninsula and the regions of Sabah and Sarawak, located on the island of Borneo. Although these states are part of the same country, there are immigration controls between peninsular Malaysia and the 2 eastern regions. This requirement is reminiscent of the period when Sabah and Sarawak had greater autonomy, and even today, these regions retain certain prerogatives regarding border control. When traveling by plane or boat between these parts of the country, Malaysian citizens must present a valid identification document, while foreigners need a passport and, in some cases, an entry visa. This measure is particularly important for controlling the entry and stay of people, as well as protecting local rights and interests, especially in sensitive areas such as employment and property rights. This particularity is a reflection of Malaysia's historical and political complexities, which unite diverse cultures and geographically distinct regions into one country. Number 12. Don't look for the 4th floor. In Malaysia, the number 4 is widely avoided due to a superstition of Chinese origin. In Mandarin and Cantonese, the word 4 is phonetically similar to the word death. For this reason, many consider this number to be bad luck. In response, it is common for buildings in Malaysia not to have a 4th floor or to replace it with 3 A's or F's. This aversion to the number 4 also extends to other areas, such as telephone numbers, license plates, and product prices. For example, apartments on the 4th floor or with the number 4 tend to be valued less or even sold for lower prices. This is especially noticeable in regions with a large population of Chinese descendants where superstition is stronger. In addition, some companies avoid using the number 4 in their addresses or on their products so as not to alienate customers who believe in the superstition. Even in professional environments such as hospitals, the number 4 can be avoided to minimize discomfort between patients and staff. This practice is a reflection of the deep cultural influence and respect for traditions in Malaysian society. Number 13. Tay Tari. Tay Tari is a traditional Malay drink, widely enjoyed throughout the country. The name Tay Tari means pulled tea in Malay, a reference to the unique method of preparation. The drink is made from strong black tea, condensed milk, and occasionally sugar. The distinguishing feature of Tay Tari is the technique of pulling the tea, which involves pouring the mixture from one mug to another at a considerable height. During preparation, the tea is poured from one mug to another several times, creating a rich, thick foam on top of the drink. This process also cools the tea to an ideal drinking temperature. The repeated movement of pulling the tea from a significant height helps to mix the ingredients well and oxygenate the drink, resulting in a smooth taste and creamy texture. Tay Tari is often served in small food stalls and restaurants known as mamaks, and is a popular accompaniment to a variety of Malaysian dishes. The technique of preparing Tay Tari is often an attraction in itself, with the preparers demonstrating skill and precision when creating the drink. Number 14. Toong Tree. In the rainforests of Malaysia, one of the most impressive trees is the Kumpasia excelsa, commonly known for its imposing size. With heights of up to 262 feet, this tree is one of the tallest in Southeast Asia. Its trunk is extremely wide, often exceeding 2 meters in diameter, and grows straight up, with branches concentrated at the top. The tree's bark is light and smooth, and its tabular roots stand out, providing support for its large structure. The crown is tall and spreading, made up of small leaves that create a dense shadow below. The tree is notable for being home to hives of Apis dorsata bees, also known as Asian giant honeybees. These bees build large honeycombs in the high branches, a practice traditionally used by indigenous communities to collect wild honey. Toong plays a crucial role in local biodiversity, being a vital habitat for bees and a source of livelihood for forest dwellers. And so ends our journey today through fascinating Malaysia. If you want to continue traveling with us, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on our next adventure.